Well, we're going to start off by making some music together today. If your body is cooperating with you, you could stand, but it's okay to sit too. This is hymn number 347 in your gray hymnal, but it's also up on the screen. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power, our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour, our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the spirit of heart and mind, seeds for the sowing are laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit growing in all, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun, winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again.
Good morning, and welcome to the Boulder Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I'm glad you all could join us this morning. I'm Karin Griglak. I'm your service associate for today, and my pronouns are she and her. And I am joined today by our guest minister, Reverend Angela Henderson. Reverend Henderson is a member of the Bridges UU Board and serves as chaplain and congregational outreach team member. She has a strong background in chaplaincy, serving in hospital settings at the Methodist Hospital of Southern California, UC Davis Medical Center, Sutter Memorial, and General Hospital and Lutheran hospitals. She comes to us from Choice Hospice of Colorado, where she serves as a spiritual care counselor. Reverend Angela also serves as intern minister at the Pacific Unitarian Church in Rancho Palos Verdes, California, contract minister at the Universalist Unitarian Church of Riverside, California, and the assistant minister of pastoral care and social justice at the First UU Church of Houston, Texas. As a chaplain, Reverend Angela provided spiritual care and crisis support to patients, families, and staff. She completed spiritual assessments and provided care as needed. As a congregational minister, Reverend Angela led worship services, crafted and delivered sermons, organized various teams to help focus on mission and vision, and worked close with congregants and local interfaith partners to do internal work, as well as provided public witness in matters of social justice that tie in with our Unitarian Universalist values. Thank you for joining us this morning. in your very, very, very busy schedule. We're also joined today by our Director of Children and Youth Programming, Kitty Kailbarn. Our music is provided by Tad Coriath and Clara Kelly. And our tech team today, making us look and sound decent on Zoom and in here, is Larry Sherwood, Kathy Partridge, and Deborah Mensch. As I say our welcome words today, I want everyone in here to listen to these words and be reminded that you are not only welcome here, but you are loved here. You are all welcome here today. In all of the beauty of languages, cultures, ages, skin tones, shapes and sizes, gifts and challenges that come together in your uniqueness. In all of the ways that you experience and you express gender, and in the beauty that is who you love and how you love them. You are welcome here. In all of the ways that you make your living and the places that you are from, with all of the spiritual traditions that inform your spiritual life, you are welcome here. No matter how long that you are away, nor how soon it is that you will return, you are welcome. Whether you come with laughter in your heart today, or you come with tears, you are welcome here. You are invited to join us with a curious mind, a loving heart, and a willing spirit. We welcome each of you here today. So, you might see that we have some of our younger folks with us today because they want to remind us what it is to be human. So if Kitty Kailbarn would please come up, and we want to invite all of you in this room, including Reverend Angela, to follow along as Kitty gives us some directions.
Hi, friends. So the first thing we're going to do today is create a little bit of belonging and appreciation for ourselves. So I want you to look around, look at who's here. And now the fun part is we're going to find somebody we don't know very well. We're going to find a partner. Ideally, somebody who's a really different height from you. So if you could find a partner, go ahead. You might have to get up for this, a little embodiment. And if you need a partner but you can't move, you go ahead and raise your hand and someone will come find you. Raise your hand if you need a partner and you need someone to come find you. Okay. You guys are already doing the work, but we're gonna pause for a second. We're gonna pause our chatting. I have a prompt for you. Is everyone ready? If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. If you can hear my voice, put your finger on your nose. If you can hear my voice, put your hands on your heart. All right. Thank you so much. So the prompt now is taking turns. You're going to each share with your partner something you love about yourself. And if that's too difficult today, you can just share something that you love generally with your partner. You have just a minute or two, and then I'll invite you to switch. Okay? Got it? Go ahead.
I love that I am
I hope you're sharing in the chat. Just realized, so please share in the chat. Obviously, it's difficult to partner. So share with each other as a large group. Okay. Yeah.
I may not give them a second time to greet their neighbor. This might do it.
Right. Okay, everyone. If you can hear my voice, put your hand in the air. If you can hear my voice, wiggle a little. All right. Beautiful. I love this power. Thank you. All right, now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to share this gift with one another. If you've ever done improv theater, it's similar to that, but no pressure. So I'll give a demonstration. It's very simple. I'm just going to take this gift that I just shared with my friend. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to give it to Karin. Oh, Karin, I have to give this to you. Thank you so much. And then Karin will give me Karin's gift if she wishes. Thank you. So you're just going to give that gift to your friend in a metaphorical way. And the good news is when you give it away, you don't lose it. It just multiplies. You have this infinite gift. So practice giving this gift to your friend back and forth, and then we'll conclude. Begin.
It's fun to watch because some people are very much like, yeah, that's my thing. And others are like,
Here's my
oh, I
thing.
got to.
Yeah. Okay. As your gifts have been given, please find your way to your seat, carrying your gift with you and your gift received. You're finding your way back to your seat, that's all, in the journey of joy that is this life. Finding our way back to our seats. Yeah. All right. Anybody who's still standing can come with us to Wonder Lab.
An invitation. Just an invitation.
All right.
All right, and as folks leave, we're going to sing them out.
So if those who would like to join us for Wonder Lab, any age, who wants to do small group experiments on spirituality, can come with us now. And those who are staying, if you wouldn't mind singing to us, we'd like that. All right. You've got the light of love inside you. Go on your way in peace. So shine that light, this whole world awaits you. Go on your way in peace. You know we hold you, we hold you. We hold you, we hold you. You've got the light of love inside you. Go on your way in peace.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in. You are neither too old nor too young to share your gifts with others. If you are new here, we are really glad that you found us. And we hope that in this community, whether you are here with us in person or on Zoom, you can experience the warmth and the love of this congregation. Sundays can look a little different here, so come back a few times to really get to know us. We have a number of opportunities during the week for social connection and spiritual growth. Those on Zoom can check out the links in the chat to help you get connected with those. And those in person can stop by the welcome table in our foyer for more information and our newcomer form. And it's also on the QR code that's in the back of your hymnals. If you'd like to view a simple order of service for today's service on your phone, please scan the QR code that's on the screen now. Or you can click on the link that's in the Zoom chat. Our book for sharing of joys and concerns is next to the AV desk in the rear of the sanctuary. And you're welcome to write a brief note about what is on your heart today, whether it's joyful or less joyful. You can share anonymously by not writing down your name, but if you'd like to be connected later by somebody on the Lay Pastoral Care Associates or a neighborhood connector, please complete the back of the form with your contact information. Our Sunday support person for this morning is Ani Liggett, and she is wearing a white stole and waving in the back of the room. You are also welcome to meet up with her at the welcome desk after the service for pastoral care if you need it. And everyone on Zoom is welcome to stay for casual conversation following the service. If you're here in person today, please join us in the fellowship hall following the service for tea, coffee, conversation. So we're going to go ahead and light our chalice. I'd like Reverend Angela to come up and share our chalice lighting words with us.
If you have a chalice at home, you can light it with me. As I light our fellowship chalice, actually as Karin makes fire happen. So we know where all of our chalices are. If you are on Zoom, please write it in the chalice lit in space in the comments. Please say the words along with me as I light our chalice, or Karin lights our chalice. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action.
I had not edited that quite appropriately. Sorry. So that we can sort of arrive here and forget my poor editing skills, I'm going to go ahead and ring the bowl one more time. And I want you to listen to it and let it help you settle here into this space and into this time. And as you know, it is pledge season around here, and I am going to invite Robin Rathweg up for a special ceremony.
Thank you, Karin. My name is Robin Rathweg. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm here to introduce the Covenant for Stewards and Congregation for the Pledge Drive. Will all stewards who are present please come up to the dais as you are willing and able? A covenant is a commitment, a promise to the beloved community. Our Unitarian Universalist faith does not have a creed, it does not have a dogma that must be believed for entry into membership. Instead, we use covenants that allow us to agree on a way of being in relationship with each other. This is the foundation for trust in our community. Our covenants can serve a variety of purposes. For example, this year we created a BVUUF congregational covenant together to inspire and guide our whole congregation. Today, the covenant that we will enter applies specifically to stewards and the congregation during our pledge drive. We will say the words of the covenant aloud together. While we say these words, keep in mind that the stewards, that you see here are making a sacred commitment to the fellowship. Members of the congregation, you are also making a sacred commitment to being in relationship. Stewards will minister to you, and you will be responsive to them. So please take in these words as we speak them together. Okay. Today we covenant as a way to state our best intentions towards one another during this pledge drive. And the stewards will speak first. Sorry, you can look up there on the screen, whichever screen you want to look at. As stewards, we covenant with the congregation to listen to congregants' dreams, concerns with open hearts, to keep private what should be kept private, to share only that information which we have been asked to share. And now, all our friends and members, including those on Zoom, read this slide together. Members and friends, we covenant with one another to make time in our busy lives to accept a stewardship visit, to prepare for the conversation by reflecting upon our own resources and the value of the fellowship in our lives, and to support the fellowship to the best of our ability. Now, this last pledge is for all of us, including those on Zoom. This is sacred work. So together we covenant to enjoy each other's company, to respect each other's ideas, perceptions, and beliefs, and to have fun while raising funds to ensure the future health of our congregation. Thank you, everyone. Stewards, you may be seated.
It had flaws, but what does that matter when it comes to matters of the heart? We love what we love. Reason does not enter into it. In many ways, unwise love is the truest love. Anyone can love a thing because. That's as easy as putting a penny in your pocket. But to love something despite, to know the flaws and to love them too, that is rare and pure and perfect. Patrick Rothfuss from the Wise Man Sphere.
And we love this imperfect blue boat we all get to sail on. That's right. We're going to sing Blue Boat Home. I know. I'm excited too. If you'd like to look in your hymnal, it's number 1064, but the words are also on the screen. And again, if your body's cooperating today, let's rise it up. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say,
Now is the time in our service where we share what is on our hearts today. And if you could place one more stone for all of those joys in our hearts and all of those sorrows that we may not be ready to share or we may not have the words for. Know that we see them and we honor them too.
And so we lift up all these joys and these sorrows. I think Karin probably did the sermon in recognizing all the things that are happening around the world. We know that our joys and sorrows are expansive to include the whole world and the universe, but also as close as our heart. The pain of losing a beloved pet, the pain of losing a beloved family member or friend, whether it be by moving far away or death. So we know that a person doesn't generally come to church thinking, oh, this is going to be fun. There's more than that. There's a depth and a reason why we're here gathering together this morning. So in this pastoral prayer, if you could join me, we bring in the universal and the personal. Spirit of life and love, we come to you today with our hearts, with our joys, with our concerns. We lift them up to you and to one another, knowing that they are probably some of the most intimate and vulnerable pieces of ourselves. And we share them with one another. We know that in community, we come together because our joys are multiplied. And the miracle of it all is that even though we are not without sorrow, our sorrows are somehow divided in our companionship with one another. You are loved. You belong. You are cherished here. Amen.
We're going to sing this one from our seats. It's okay to just listen to. This is number 15, The Lone Wild Bird. He
Blessed be. Each week, we remind ourselves of the abundance that we have in our lives and in this community by giving half of our plate away to those organizations that share our values. Today, the half plate is for the Mountaintop UU, which centers BIPOC voices and perspectives. The Mountaintop is an online community funded by UUs for Racial Justice, UURJ, for people of color and their families who are exploring, reclaiming, reconciling, and celebrating their identities in a UU context to experience wholeness and belonging. This community is built on deep relationships of trust, providing sanctuary and community connection. Pastor A.J. Blackwood will deliver BVUUF sermon next week, and you may join the Mountaintop Zoom service on every third Sunday as an ally or the first Sunday in a BIPOC-only space. You may text your donation to the number on the screen. If you're in the fellowship today, you are also welcome to place a donation in the offering plate as it passes, or the hat, as we are currently using. I invite you to please share as generously as you are able. Thank you. For the work of this fellowship, bringing love, reason, compassion, and justice to this world and to the mountaintop, we dedicate and appreciate these offerings.
My name is Reverend Angela Henderson, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I think I did not include that in my bio, but definitely want to honor that. And sometimes it's a little touch and go with knowing what gender I am. So it's a blessing to be here this morning. Thank you so much for coming to this time of sacred space. Trying to get my papers all in a row, sorry. Before I begin, I just want to say that I am cheering for you and excited for you on this next step of your journey. Okay. And what we do is learn who we are. Our text for today is, love takes off masks that we fear we cannot live without, and know we cannot live within. This text is from James Baldwin. So, as you might think, as a public intellectual, he taught us a lot about race and the systems that we work within. And my approach, especially as a chaplain, is to go from the particular to the universal. So keep that in mind as we explore this message. So in that spirit, I'm going to tell you about myself this morning. I remember the first time I visited a UU congregation. I had graduated college with a Bachelor of Fine Art degree in graphic design from Fort Hays State University in Hays, Kansas. I moved back to Wichita, Kansas, where much of my family lived, and I kind of settled in to figure out my next moves. So much of my life up to that point actually felt really disjointed and disconnected. I felt like I was one person in one situation and another person in another situation. And there was this constant longing for a sense of centeredness and a sense of authenticity. Many times I felt like a chameleon trying to blend in or fit in or not quite feeling at home anywhere. This was the early 2000s, and the best thing to do when you feel like that is probably not necessarily what I was experiencing in the moment, because as a young adult, I was constantly finding out new things about myself, like maybe my gender identity or my sexual orientation was not commonly appreciated in my Kansas society. But that is where you find your people, too. For someone who wanted to fit in, that probably seemed like the strangest way to go, to identify those differences. And I know that we all have our stories like that. But the one thing I can say about my own experience is that it really helped me to eventually feel less tied to how I thought other people wanted me to be, or being like how other people thought I should be. And maybe, to complicate it even more, how I thought other people thought I should be. Let's be honest about that. I was afraid to disappoint anybody. I was trying on masks. During the course of this great masquerade, I found some masks that actually did help. They helped me navigate some situations easier, and others that actually helped me discover more about who I'm more comfortable being, getting a clearer understanding of myself by getting to just try it on for a little bit. That beautiful realization that, oh, actually that feels like me. That must be my true self. I remember an article written by the American humorist Irma Bombeck, where she explores her own answers. You haven't heard that name in a long time, have you? Yeah. Irma Bombeck, she explored her own answers to the question, if I had my life to live over again. She says she would have waxed. I think it's like waxing your lip. I would have waxed less and listened more. Instead of wishing away 9 months of pregnancy and complaining about the shadow over my feet, I'd have cherished every minute of it and realized that the wonderment growing inside me was to be my only chance in life to assist God in a miracle. I would never have insisted the car windows rolled up on a summer day because my hair had just been teased and sprayed. I would have invited friends over to dinner, even if the carpet was stained and the sofa faded. It goes on. I encourage you to look it up and revisit it if that is something you'd like to do. But it caused me to think, as I get older, I wonder about my own answers. If I wrote a poem or a prose piece called If I Had My Life to Live Over Again, how would my current understandings change the way I would approach certain situations? How would I make meaning of those situations in a different way? One of my favorite movies is called About Time. In it, the main protagonist discovers the men in his family have the ability to travel back in time. His father discovered that for himself, living each day twice gave him an opportunity to maybe mess up the first day, but then savor it and enjoy it, maybe create more love, more sense of belonging, and more joy the second time around. Strangely enough, and I really do hope you watch this movie, but I'm going to give you a big spoiler. Strangely enough, the main character discovered that the best life hack was to Well, I know the answer to it. It was to live each day once, to savor it in the moment. It's the fact of life when you don't have a chance to relive it again that even makes it more precious. And we all have that superpower. I remember going to seminary in California where I met my friend, Pastor AJ. I made the bold decision to shave off all my hair. Yeah. It ended up being one of the most spiritual experiences I've ever had. People have a tendency to do different things with their hair when they're going through major life changes. Whether a relationship has ended, or whether they've moved somewhere, or whether they're embarking on some exciting new adventure. You can kind of tell something is happening in a person's life because they're changing their hairstyle. I challenge you to try that. Ironically, even though I was having this spiritual experience with my little shaved head, not everyone was excited about this adventure as I was. But I felt such a sense of freedom, and I could identify that their discomfort was not my problem. I also realized that no amount of education in life or title that I had would keep me from encountering disappointed people. There are times when we feel pressure. Perhaps it is necessary for survival in some circumstances to put on a mask. Maybe what you do for a living requires a certain presentation of yourself to coworkers or clients. For some, home life is very different than school or work life. Maybe Spanish is the primary language in your home. Maybe English is used at work, or vice versa, or any combination. Maybe grammar itself is different. Maybe social norms are different, and what is comfortable at home is not practiced in the work or school space. For people with connections to various cultures and identities, masks are needed to secure a job or a paycheck to bring home to support the family. So to be fair, life requires each of us to wear masks at times. The difference is whether those masks free us or oppress us. James Baldwin was a minister and public intellectual. He wrote a book called The Fire Next Time. In it, he said, "Love takes off the masks that we fear we cannot live without." There's the piece I was looking for. Why are you doing this to me? Oh. I'm so sorry, guys. This is so authentic to me. If you guys knew me as well as this group over here. Yeah. We shoot for 90%. Okay. Well, for some reason, I'm sorry. Let's take an intermission. Thankfully, it's a short sermon, so. Thank you. I feel you coming along with me a little bit. I feel you. Oh, thank you, Deborah.
It had its flaws, but what does it matter when it comes to matters of the heart?
As we were preparing, I was thinking about a situation when we were at a General Assembly, and it was the Phoenix General Assembly, and we didn't know what was going to happen.
We were part of a panel of people of color who came from multicultural backgrounds. And it was in the midst of everything, the Joe Arpaio sheriff stuff in Arizona. And we had some people on the panel that were very afraid for their families being in Arizona at that General Assembly. And we just kind of sat there and said, okay, look at this big space before the panel started. Look at this big space. It's full of possibility. We may have fear right now, but there's also possibility if we can kind of push that fear aside and make room for it. So that's what I was thinking of today. So I'm kind of glad I had the opportunity to share that story, because when we were able to move that fear away, we also were able to speak to so many kids of multicultural families who hadn't been seen or felt seen, because maybe one parent was white, or maybe one parent was Hispanic or black, because people can often assume, well, their parents are going to look like them. And meanwhile, a whole piece of them is being ignored, maybe not intentionally, but ignored nonetheless. Oh yeah, I was here for a sermon. So I was talking about masks and how James Baldwin said, "Love takes off the masks that we fear we cannot live without." We can take this literally, as we have just experienced within the last few years with COVID. We can wear a mask. We know that there is evidence that our lives are in danger, especially if we're immunocompromised, that we need that mask to survive, that it's protecting us from very real harm. As a healthcare chaplain, I must wear masks on a regular basis to protect myself and my family. But what would be an example of a time when a mask is worn that is based in fear? I think of situations where we might want to conceal our identity. We are encountering now people claiming to enforce the immigration laws of our nation and wearing masks. In this country, we're accustomed to a general ethic of law enforcement unmasked and badged, always wearing identification. There are specifically efforts from fire departments and local police departments to build trust with communities. And admittedly, it's more effective for some communities than others. But there is a second part to Baldwin's quote. The first was, "Love takes off the masks we fear we cannot live without." Love takes off the masks we fear we cannot live without. Kind of like that COVID mask. But there's fear. And the opposite of fear is freedom, is love, is belonging. The second part of his quote says, "Love takes off the masks we fear we cannot live within." What are the masks we wear that constrict us and others? Have you ever felt pressure to conceal your identity to fit in? Have you ever felt that that mask is far too heavy to bear? We see this everywhere. The impulse to thine own self be true, it's powerful, so powerful that you risk not fitting in. Our siblings who dare to cross boundaries, like the Shakespearean drama of a Montague, Romeo, falling in love with a Capulet, Juliet, to lesbian and gay siblings, to trans and non-binary, risking not fitting in to be true to oneself. It's powerful. Our opening song, Gather the Spirit, has a verse. Our trials in this light appear all the same. Now, on individual levels, I would argue our trials are not the same. But if we see ourselves as a community, as one gathered body, they are. We share our joys and our trials, regardless of race, color, creed, economic status, sexual orientation, gender identity, and ability, and so much more. We share a glimpse of the Great Spirit that some call God or creation. So this is my theological statement for this morning, that creation as a whole is longing to know and love its true self. As Baldwin reminds us, love takes off the masks we fear we cannot live without and the masks we fear we cannot live within. We know that it is love because it brings with it freedom to be ourselves and the willingness to be transformed by relationships with those around us. And I end with this. Love is about growing up. It's not just about being happy. Love is truth. Love magnifies another's light. Love honors freedom and dignity. And love is universal. Amen and blessed be.
We get to sing together again. This one is number 354 in the gray hymnal, We Laugh, We Cry. And this is a standing up kind of one if you feel like standing up. We maybe we'll finally see, even to question truly is an answer.
Please rise in body or in spirit. And join us in our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this chalice, but not the warmth of love or the light of truth, nor the energy of action. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. Oh, yeah. And so as we go from this place, let us be drawn to those moments that have a sense of freedom and love attached with it. May we break the bonds of fear to be our true selves. Now our service truly begins. Amen.
And you are welcome to sit while we have the first announcement is by Camille Hook, and then we will have another announcement by Paul Austin.
Hello, I'm Camille Hook, she, her, and I serve on the Justice, Equity, Diversity, Inclusion team, JEDI, the Interfaith AIDS Coalition, IAC, and the Ministerial Search Team, MST. I have been invited today to offer information about the Board and COSM, Committee of Shared Ministries, approved practice of pronoun usage in our fellowship. Take a moment now, please, and think if you have been a person who has struggled to understand our practice of pronoun usage. Or consider if you have been on the receiving end of someone's struggle to understand our practice of pronoun usage. Have we got the FAQ for you? To be clear, FAQ is the acronym Frequently Asked Questions on this topic. The queer-friendly congregation and JEDI gathered a group of experts, including our youth, from our congregation to pull all the questions together into one place. We sincerely thank them for their vulnerability and their generosity in creating this document. With clarification, education, and respect as the goals. Clarification, education, and respect as the goals. We invite you at your individual interests to explore this handout. We have a few paper copies of this FAQ, I'll be in the back. A QR code linking to it is on our screens right now, and a link to the digital copy can be found on our website under Social Justice or under the LGBTQIA2S+ section. Thanks, everyone. In service. Paul?
Hello, good people. I'm Paul Austin. I'm a trustee of the board, and I use he, him pronouns. This is from Marky Lloyd and the Member Engagement Council, also affectionately known as MEC. The Inquirer Series is a set of informational sessions following the service that cover different aspects of fellowship life to inform visitors and interested members. Today, David Burrows will conduct our tour of our Gold award-winning building. If you're interested, take some time, grab a cup of coffee, come back here at 11:30, and David will leave you on a very informative tour of the back parts of the congregation that we don't often see. Please feel free to exit quietly or stay and listen to the music.